What if I told you that you could change your past just via the power of your mind? It seems delusional, right? But that's how it is. Neville Goddard called this revision. This means revising your past events in your mind and replacing them with ideal circumstances. Life happens to all of us. This means we all have our own set of failures and triumphs. We all had our fair share of the good and the bad. But what matters is not what happened to you. It's your reaction to what happened that's making you suffer. I am very sure you must have met people who carry some traumatic events of their past, even after so many years. They just refuse to let go of what happened to them, and they like clinging to that victim mode. Perhaps it gives them some meaning in life, or maybe they are not mentally strong enough to let it go. Whatever may be the case, carrying your past with you is a disservice to your present and future self. When you dwell in the past, you miss out on the present moment. The wonderful present moment. Just take a deep, relaxing breath and see that this moment is perfect just the way it is. You have a place to live, food to eat, and people to love. The planet is spinning on its course. The sun is shining. Everything in this universe is working as it should, but you are suffering because you have let your past become more important than your present and even your future. You feel like you need to think about your past and try to solve the problems. That's delusional thinking at its best. You can never change your past by obsessing over it. That's a futile exercise that will make you even more miserable. Another reason why dwelling in your past is so dangerous is because you are deliberately refusing to believe in your future. Your future doesn't have to be like your past. Your past was created by the things you thought and felt at that time. And the things you are thinking about right now will create your future. Do you want to repeat your past mistakes and make your future look exactly like your past? I'm sure you wouldn't want that. Nobody wants that. The urge for constant growth and expansion is embedded in all of us. That is why when we dwell in our past, we deprive ourselves of this right to grow and prosper. You are the writer and creator of your destiny. You have the pen in your hand to write your future any way you want. Every thought you are thinking and every emotion you are feeling right now is impacting your future in some way. This is also called the law of vibration. Although Neville never talked about the law of vibration, it still is an amazing way of understanding how your thoughts and feelings give rise to your reality. Alright, now you must be very clear about why you should never dwell on your past. Your next logical question should be, but how can I get rid of the harsh memories of the past? That's a valid concern, and I agree that most of us don't want to stay in our past. But the pull of the emotions is sometimes so strong that we inevitably get drawn to it. Luckily for us, Neville Goddard taught us how to deal with the past, the revision technique. This powerful technique is designed to change the feelings attached to a past event. When we change our feelings about an event, we change the situation because the past exists only in our mind, no place else. You can use the revision technique in two ways. First, you can use it to change your past traumatic events or something you don't like. Secondly, you can also use it to revise your day, in case you had a bad day and things didn't go as planned. Let's first start with revising a past situation or a circumstance you don't like. For this, you have to identify a past memory or event that bothers you to this day. It can be any event that happened to you, and you must have a strong desire to revise or change it. Then the next step is to get into a very relaxed state. To achieve this relaxed state of mind, you will have to sit down at a comfortable place with your eyes closed. Then it would help if you did deep breathing while observing every inhale and exhale. Just 2 to 3 minutes of deep breathing will get you into a very relaxed state by slowing down your brainwaves. It's important to get into a very relaxed state of mind so that the information you feed into your mind can directly go to your subconscious. When your mind is hyperactive, you cannot access your subconscious. Therefore, it is super important to slow down the brainwaves before you ever try reprogramming your subconscious mind. The next step is to think about that past situation you want to change. Think of how it makes you feel. With a little reflection, you would be able to identify a lot of feelings attached to that specific event, and most of those emotions are going to be negative. But since we will soon change the frequency of those emotions, don't worry about feeling negative for a little while. Once you are clear about all the negative feelings attached to that past event, you can move on to the next step. The next step is to think how you would have ideally wanted that situation to go. If you have a negative scene attached to that event, you can consciously create a new positive scene. Use that positive scene to rewrite that negative memory. If you don't have a scene in mind, but know how it made you feel, you will have to introduce positive feelings in your visualizations. The strong pull of the positive feelings will make the negative feelings irrelevant. That's what we want to do. So, in a way, you are superimposing your new feelings and the ideal scene on the painful event of the past. Once you feel that your emotions have changed from negative to positive, you are done with your job for the day. I want you to do this revision session every day for at least a week for one painful situation or event of your past. After a week of doing so, you will see that your perspective about your past is changing. Another very powerful way of using the revision technique is to clear your day of negative events. Every day we all go through things that are not ideal, to say the least. Sometimes people hurt us, or sometimes everything goes against our desires. These small events can cause a lot of emotional trauma down the lane if we don't let go of the memories related to those events. So, a good way to get rid of negative emotions of the day is to build a habit of revising your day in your head every night before going to sleep. Use the very same steps that I told you about earlier in this video. This habit will turn out to be priceless in a few years when you will feel like you haven't accumulated the negative junk from your past as other people do. Use the revision method to change any situation or circumstance that is bothering you, and tell me in the video comments how it makes you feel. The next step in your successful manifestation journey is to keep watching my channel. Click now on the video on the screen to be inspired by another video.